All right, welcome to Lou's how-to videos. So we're going to be talking about Server 2016. So again, go to your favorite web browser, do a quick Google search on Windows Server 90-day trial or Windows 11, one or the other. It's going to get you to the Microsoft Valuation website. From there, you can click on Server. You can get your data center and your different flavors, your essentials, your hypervisor. Again, you could run a virtual inside of virtual if you wanted to. It's kind of cool. Once you click on that, it's going to open up a tab with this page here. You're going to pop in your information there, and then it'll let you download the ISO. There you go. Pretty straightforward. From here, we're going to launch VirtualBox, which I already have launched. And we're going to click New. So this is version 7. So if you're not familiar with it, it's got a little bit of a different look, but very similar in some ways. So we're going to just type in Windows 2016. And then we're going to do the drop down. If you don't see your CD, you're just going to choose Other and select. And then again, by default, it should determine your OS. It can do an unattended install, which is kind of cool. I'm not ready to go over that yet, so I'm going to skip that part. Let's go over the basics again. So we're going to hit Next. Here we can put in how much RAM. So you should add a little bit more if you're going to use it to do something. And then also, same thing with CPU. So I'm going to bump it up just so I can have some quick install. I'm going to hit Next. Again, I'm going to add a little bit more to the drive. You can pre-allocate so it takes up the full space, which I'm not going to do. So I'm going to hit Next, quick little summary, and hit Finish. And then we're going to hit Start. And there we go. So now it's kind of cool. Is now instead of all those messages popping up, you get them on the side. So I kind of like that. That's kind of cool feature there. So then, again, we're going to be selecting our language, our time, our keyboard layout. And then by default, it's in the US, maybe just because it all detects that. And then again, we can repair it if we had an existing version. We don't, so we're going to have to go with new. So we're going to say install. And then as this loads up, it's going to take us to the next page, which we're going to pick which version. So if you go with the default, this is not going to have a graphical interface. So we're going to want to choose the desktop experience. And then we're going to hit next. Now you may not have this depending. If you went with the essentials, it probably doesn't have that. We're going to click I accept. We're going to hit next. We're going to go with custom because again, you'd have to upgrade to a previous version. We don't have it. So we're going to go with custom. And then here it's showing us our partition. We can hit new and partition ourselves or just hit next and let Windows do the work for us. All right, so I'm going to do a little time lapse. I'll see you guys in a moment. Okay, so now it's booting. Remember, you don't want to press that any key, so it'll boot up. If you do, it's going to go back to install. So at this part, it took me about 5 or 10 minutes. All right, so here's one thing you have to use somewhat of a strong password. So I'm going to make my strong password that I can remember. And there we go. Again, we're going to go to input and do the control delete because if you do it there, you're doing it on your physical machine. You have to use the virtual keyboard for that. And there you go. So once you have this installed, what's going to do is it's going to pop up with the network statement asking you, you want this to be discoverable. You can say yes or no. And then All right. So one thing I want to point out here, what you want to do next is you want to go under your devices, choose guest add-ons. So as the server manager pops up, we will let that load up. And then the computer's mounting the CD. So we're going to go ahead and just close out of this for now. And go to our File Explorer. Go to this PC. And then here we go. We can see our new add-on. So we're going to choose VirtualBox add-on. And then we're just going to hit install. And this is going to install some additional drivers, things like that it needs, to handle to work better. And then it's going to ask us to reinstall. So I'm going to say wait a second and hit finished, close out. And then I'm going to go here to optical and remove any drive at this point. And then I'll go ahead and tell it to restart. Here it's going to ask you a reason why. So I'm just going to go with application installation because I just did that. And then restart. And then it'll boot right back in. So now it's going to reboot and now it'll launch and log me right back, or I'll have to manually log in, but it'll let me in. And there you go. That's how easy to set up a server. It's not as difficult as they used to be. They've made it a lot more easier. So again, we're going to go to device or input keyboard, send control delete. There you go. And then we're going to log in with our password. And then we are in. All right. So that's a quick little how-to. I'm going to have some other little videos on how to set up some services and stuff like that. So we'll check that out. So catch you guys on the flip side. All right. Bye.